Do you ever feel like a fraud despite how successful you have been? Do you ever feel like you're undeserving of your success and achievements? Well, today I'll be telling you how to overcome imposter syndrome. Inspire Central. Inspire Central. Inspire Central. Inspire Central. Hello fellow inspirers, welcome to Inspire Central. My name is Monica and I'm the Chief Inspirer herself. It is so good to have you here. Today I'll be talking about imposter syndrome and how to overcome imposter syndrome. Do you ever feel like a fraud despite how successful you have been? Do you ever feel like you're undeserving of your success and achievements? Well, today I'll be telling you how to overcome imposter syndrome. First of all, what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is made up of two words, impostor and syndrome. The main word there is impostor. An impostor is somebody who pretends to be someone that they are not. An impostor is someone who deceives others by acting like they are something that they are not, or answering a name or getting a title that they do not deserve. That is what impostor is. Imposter syndrome is where you feel like, in spite of your achievements, in spite of your successes, you do not deserve them. You feel like nothing you have done is good enough, or you're undeserving of everything you have achieved. That is a summary of what imposter syndrome is. So how do you identify if you have imposter syndrome? Well, there are many ways in which you can identify that you have imposter syndrome. The first one is that you never feel deserving. No matter what you achieve, even if people are congratulating you, you just feel like, yeah, it's okay, it's just, it doesn't matter. You never feel like you deserve what you have achieved. You feel like your successes are still not good enough. It's as if you have set this very high bar and you can never achieve it, but it's all in your mind anyway. And another symptom of imposter syndrome is depression. Feeling inadequate. Like I said, you feel like nothing you do is good enough. Nothing you do will ever match whatever it is, whatever that imaginary mark is that you have made for yourself. So you feel like you're never adequate, you're never good enough. That is a symptom. Another symptom is that you always talk down on yourself. Negative self-talk. That's another thing where somebody may be telling you, oh, you're doing so well, but in your head you're like, I will never be good enough. I will never be good enough. I will never, this is not me. I don't deserve this. Who did this? This is not okay. It's not okay. It doesn't match anything. I mean, others have done better and this is the little thing I'm achieving, in spite of how successful you are. So negative self-talk is one of the symptoms of imposter syndrome. And of course, when you're always talking negatively to yourself, when you are your own worst critic, it comes with stress. You will always feel so stressed out, and that also comes with anxiety. Like I said, your mind is talking, and it's not something positive. It is not something that makes you feel good. It is something that is always putting you on edge. It is understandable that you'll be anxious every single time. You'll be anxious every step of the way, no matter what you do. You will always feel antsy, you will always feel depressed, you will always feel anxious. Those are signs that you're probably suffering from imposter syndrome. Now, what are the causes of imposter syndrome? The first one is from your foundation. Family. Remember that the family is the bedrock of every individual and every society. Most traumas that we go through as people, as adults, starts from our families. Most traumas. So if you have a family where they are very competitive, where everybody is competing with the other, and your siblings are telling you, can't you see your older ones? Can't you see your younger ones? Look at your mates. Can't you see what they are doing? You're not doing well enough. Look at your score. You got second. That's not good enough. We must always be first in this family. And they are setting this bar so high. They are coming with this standard. They are making you compete with your siblings. And you're always feeling anxious because of how you have not met up, or you feel that what you did is not good enough. That is a huge cause of imposter syndrome, where your parents, your siblings are always making you feel like you're in a competition against them, against other people, against yourself. You will always feel anxious, and that continues probably till you're older. And remember that when you are younger, Whatever happens to you goes a long way if it's not treated. Whatever trauma you experience as a child can play a huge role in how you turn out as an adult. So if you're suffering from imposter syndrome at a young age, you may not even realize it's imposter syndrome. If you do not fix it, if you do not see a therapist, if you do not do something about the trauma, you may carry that on into your adult life. So like I said, competition among siblings, your parents telling you you're not good enough, all that can cause imposter syndrome. Now, another cause of imposter syndrome is being a perfectionist. There are so many people that feel that if they do not get 100 over 100, they have failed. For them, 99 is failure, 98 is failure. Even though academics will tell you that from 70 upwards is an A, it's not good enough for this perfectionist. If you're a perfectionist and you feel that 100 over 100 every single time, 100% of the chances that you get is excellence, and then you start finding that it's unrealistic. It is unrealistic. Nobody gets 100 over 100 every single time. Sometimes you could get 99.9 and that is still okay. But if you're a perfectionist, you will never feel that is okay. You will always carry on with this feeling of it must be 100 over 100. That is another cause of imposter syndrome. Because if you ever achieve anything beneath 100, anything less than 100, you will never feel contented. You will feel like you have failed. And even when every other person is praising you, people are applauding you, people are congratulating you, people are telling you job well done, you will just feel like, I didn't get what I wanted. It's 100 I wanted. So this is not good enough. I have failed. But then you haven't. But that is how you see it. And remember that the way you see yourself goes a long way, even matters more than how people see you. And so that is another cause of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome takes a toll on you in many different ways. Some of the effects of imposter syndrome is stress. You're always feeling stressed out. You're always exhausted. You're always mentally stressed out. You cannot stop thinking. You overthink. And those thoughts are not even positive thoughts. Those thoughts are you feeling like you're not good enough. You don't do well. You feel like you're not a success. In fact, you term yourself a failure. You keep being stressed out because you suffer from imposter syndrome. That is one major effect of imposter syndrome. Another thing is you're always anxious. That is another effect. You're always anxious. It's like you're always eager. You're always wondering, how do I do this? What do I do? I want everything to be perfect. You're always worried. Everywhere you go, you're worried. You can never really sit still and enjoy yourself. You can't sit still and enjoy the moment. You can't sit still and enjoy your successes, your laurels, or bask in what you have done. Instead, you're always wanting to move on to the next thing, to fix this one, to make the other one better, to get 100 over 100. You're always putting yourself under so much stress and anxiety. Those things take a toll on your mental health and they take a toll on your physical health. And of course, when you're always anxious, you will be depressed. It just comes naturally. Anxiety and depression go hand in hand. When you're always anxious, you will be depressed. You will never feel happy. You will never feel like things are working out. You will never feel like you're doing well. You never feel like, okay, this is a time to pause and rest and sit on your laurels for a while you're planning for the next thing you're going to do. You will never feel like that. You'll just be miserable. Honestly, you'll be so perpetually miserable that you will never really be happy. You will never really enjoy those things that you have achieved or where you are in life. That is another effect of imposter syndrome. Do you know that imposter syndrome also affects you at work? Because you feel you're not good enough, in spite of your successes, in spite of the rank you may have achieved, you find out that you are not willing to go for a promotion. You're not willing to change jobs. You're not willing to go for a higher position. You find out that you don't want to advance in your career because you just feel you're a fraud. You don't even know how you got here, or you just feel you don't deserve your being here. So you will never push for a promotion. You will never change jobs. You will never go for higher positions. That is one of the effects of imposter syndrome. Another thing is that it will also affect your love life. You always feel this fear of rejection, like the person you love is going to leave you anytime soon. because you feel you're not good enough, because you feel you don't measure up. You'll always be worried that your better half may leave you anytime soon. And usually, people who suffer from imposter syndrome do not leave relationships because they feel that they are the ones who do not measure up. They feel that they don't bring anything to the table. So anything that they get, even if it's someone who is probably not good for them, they just take it in good faith and go along with it because they feel that that is their lot in life. In fact, they feel that that is the best they can get. So they never aim for anything better, not just in their career, but now in their love life. Not just in relationships. They also have low self-confidence. People who suffer from imposter syndrome have low self-confidence, and this is evident in every area of their lives because they feel they are not good enough. Of course, their confidence will be low. Of course, they will take whatever comes to them in relationships. Of course, they will always feel this fear of rejection, and they will never aim for what they want. In fact, they don't even dream because they just feel that they are imposters. They don't deserve anything good. They don't even deserve what they may have earned. They don't even deserve achievements and successes that they have attained over the years. So those are some of the effects of imposter syndrome. Now, let's talk about solutions to imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome doesn't really happen in every area of one's life. It happens in some areas, while in some other areas, somebody could be feeling confident. So first of all, identify areas of your life where you find that you have imposter syndrome. Is it in your career? Do you feel that no matter what you attain in your career, you still haven't done enough? Is it in your family life? Do you feel that everybody has their love life going, their love life is strong, they are building a strong unit, and you can never have a good enough love life, no matter how good your partner may be or how solid your relationship is? What other area of your life do you feel you have imposter syndrome in? Identify that. Recognize that you have this problem. That is the very first step to fixing it. So look at areas of your life, different areas of your life, and identify where you suffer imposter syndrome. And the next thing to do is to accept yourself. Self-acceptance. Accept yourself as you are. Understand that you're human, you have your flaws, you have your strengths. The issue now is that you're not just worried about your flaws, you're actually worried that your strengths are flaws. You are worried that your strengths are not good enough. You are worried that you are not good enough and you cannot compete. Now I need you to realize that you're human and that your strengths are good enough. Appreciate your strengths and build on them. Accept that they are strengths. Accept that you're not completely bad. Nobody is completely bad. We have our flaws, we have our shortcomings, but then we also have our strengths. Those things that nobody can take away from us. Those places where we shine and even outshine other people. Appreciate your strengths. Appreciate that they are your good qualities. There are things that you do that you excel at. Appreciate that. Do not downplay your strengths. Do not feel that your strengths are flaws. Do not make your strengths start to seem like flaws in your eyes. Identify that you're good at this thing. Applaud yourself. What is so wrong with applauding yourself? What is so wrong with saying, I can do this, I'm great at this, and bask in it, at least for a while? What is so wrong in telling yourself, I'm not all bad, I have my strengths even though I have my flaws? What is so wrong with it? Start accepting yourself today. Meanwhile, there's a video that I made. It's on self-love, how to love yourself. I'll put the link to that video here in the description of this video so that you can watch that and start to love yourself better. You can watch that and start to accept yourself for who you are. No matter what anybody says or no matter the situation, no matter how you may have failed in the past, self-love is very important. So I encourage you to go and watch that video. I will put the link here in the description of this video. Go and check it out. Watch it and tell me what you think about it. Tell me that in the comment section. So back to our topic, self-acceptance. I was saying self-acceptance is very important. It is a solution to imposter syndrome. When you accept yourself, you will realize that you're not as bad as you think. Then you will stop feeling anxious that you're not doing something well enough, that you're not as good as your friends, or that you've not met up to whatever standard your parents have set for you and your siblings, or that you're not as good as your siblings. When you accept yourself, it means that you will start to love yourself, you will start to cherish yourself, and you will start to honor yourself better than you have in the past. And one way to love yourself, one way to accept yourself, is to speak kindly to yourself. Remember that I said that one of the symptoms of imposter syndrome is negative self-talk. Now turn that around. Start talking to yourself positively. Start being your own cheerleader. Start applauding yourself. Start congratulating yourself. Start being your own best friend. Tell yourself positive things. Hype yourself. Gas yourself up. Make yourself feel good. Stop doing things that will make you feel demoralized. Stop telling yourself negative things that take away from your power and that make you feel small. Remind yourself that you are this awesome person. Be your own cheerleader, your number one fan. Clap for yourself, applaud yourself, congratulate yourself every step of the way. When you switch from negative talk to positive talk, you will see that you start to feel better. You will see yourself smiling more. You will see that you're happier. And you will see that even when you make mistakes, you'll be more forgiving of yourself. It's still part of what I said in that video about self-love. You really need to watch it. Go watch that video like I said earlier. So start talking to yourself positively. Start telling yourself positive things. As you tell yourself positive things, it will build up your self-confidence. It will make you start seeing yourself in a better light. And of course, it will reduce the imposter syndrome. So start talking kindly to yourself today. That is one way for you to overcome imposter syndrome. Besides positive self-talk, also surround yourself with people who speak well to you, who tell you good things about yourself. People who remind you that you are an awesome person, you're a phenomenal person. Surround yourself with people who truly love you, who truly care about you, and who tell you positive things. Upbeat, optimistic, happy people are people you should surround yourselves with. Forget about the Debbie Downers. Forget about those people who are always pessimistic. Don't keep them around, because if you keep them around, it will actually increase your self-doubt and your negative talk. And any mistake you make will echo back, because those people will be like, I knew you were not good enough. So whenever they say that negative thing to you, you now saying it to yourself and then making a mistake will be like, oh, it's confirmed. It's confirmed that I'm not good enough. So surround yourself with optimistic, happy, positive-minded people who will tell you good things and who will cheer you up and make you feel better about yourself. You know, even though you doubt yourself, even though you have so much negative self-talk, and even though you suffer from imposter syndrome, I hope you realize that you're actually a success. I hope you realize that you have so many achievements and you've done so well for yourself. And I want you to not just realize it, but I want you to write it out. Because if you're able to write it out, if you're able to list everything that you have done, everything that you have achieved, and how far you have come, you will better appreciate yourself. There's nothing as good as seeing what you have done in black and white. There's nothing as good as looking at your laurels and saying, oh, I achieved this. Oh, I achieved that. This is me. This is me. This is what I have done. So list out what you have done over the years. Look at your mantle and see the laurels, the medals, the trophies you have attained over the years. And that will spur you on to think better about yourself. It will spur you on to stop seeing yourself as an imposter, because you have made your mark. You have actually achieved something. You have won your laurels. You have earned your place. So reassure yourself by looking at your achievements, the achievements you have got over the years. Write them down, look at your laurels, look at everything you have achieved, look at your plaques, and applaud yourself for how far you have come. The final tip I'll give you on how to overcome imposter syndrome is for you to find ways to relax. Find healthy ways to relax, like meditating, like doing yoga, like listening to music, whatever it is that relaxes you that is of course healthy. Find healthy ways to relax and be in the present moment. Enjoy where you are at this point in time. Find ways to let down your hair. Find ways to get over the anxiety and the stress. This will help you feel better, because like I said earlier, anxiety is one of the symptoms of imposter syndrome. So stop being anxious. Find ways to stop being anxious and stop being stressed and worried. These are the tips I have for you today, and I hope that they help you get over imposter syndrome. You're actually a success, it's just that you do not see it. It's just that you do not realize it and you do not applaud yourself. So we are applauding you here today, telling you that you are a success, you are doing well, and you're much better than you think that you are. So stop being anxious, stop worrying. You're not a fraud. I mean, your laurels and your achievements and successes say that you are indeed legit. You are not a fraud. So here we are at Inspire Central, applauding you and asking you to keeping on. Do not worry, you're actually doing well. So I hope that these tips help you get over imposter syndrome and come into your own, come into your personality, and start to applaud yourself for how much you have accomplished. Alright then, this is the much I have for you on this video. I hope you watched the video I recommended, the video on self-love. Like I said, I'll drop the link here in the description of this video. I hope you also watch that video because it will give you a lot of tips on how to love yourself and treat yourself better. Okay, please drop your comments below and tell me how this video has helped you overcome imposter syndrome. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video and you would like to see more of such videos, please subscribe to my channel. Simply click the subscribe button and get subscribed to this channel today. It is free of charge. Also, do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like and share my videos. I enjoyed bringing this video to you and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much for staying until the very end. Don't forget to be an inspiration. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much.
Inspire Central.